Wah. Wah. Hello. Hello, everybody. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, and yet I'm tired. Because I went to a school today. I was helping out at a school today. I'm gonna have to help out tomorrow. Actually, I don't have to, but I want to. I'm a little eepy, but I'm still pretty excited to play the game that we're gonna be playing today. We're gonna be going to the museum. But being Cubs, we're going on a field trip. Did you guys bring your permission slips? Go ahead and just hand them to me with your, did you guys get your permission slips signed by, the adult of your flavor? Did you? Did you do it? Well, give it to Mr. Pancakes. He'll read through them. We'll make sure that everything's squared away before we get on the bus. And we're gonna have a little field trip today to the museum. But first, oh, actually, should have planned this out. Oh god, oh frick, I forgot my permission form. Just you know, forge the signature. You know, make it look legit. You know. Yeah. Wait, what happened to my tracking? I could have sworn I activated it, and then the screen went black. Give me a second. Man, I have stuff to yap about for today, and then we'll play this game. This game is like 30 minutes long, from what I heard. Dang, I don't know if you can hear my neighbors, but the kids are loud as heck. Then again, if I can hear them, maybe they can hear me, right? Alright, you guys have a little bit more time to forge your signatures on your permission forms. I have to turn on the lights, and I have to close the window so my neighbors don't hear me yapping. Turn on the lights. I use an app. We have a light switch, but I also use an app. Alright, I'll be right back. Get those signatures forged, and I'm gonna close the window and open the lights. Mega Bronson, thank you for the 28 months! I appreciate you. App for the light. Yeah, I'll be back. I think I see folks' messages as well. I'll be back. Okay, there we go. Lights are on, window is closed, the fan is going because it was 90 degrees today. It was 90 degrees Fahrenheit today, and it was very hot. And my coworker was able to take me directly home instead of dropping me off at the bus stop, but unfortunately her AC was broken the whole time, so we were both just suffering. So let me catch up on chat. Oh, let's say hello to who we have here, and then we'll get to class or the museum, shall we? So, who do we got here? We got Saribot, our rock. We got a harpsichord enjoyer. You got your sticker. Hello, folk. You got your sticker. Beeplebees, hello. You are in fact 1, 2, 3, 4th. Yeah. You did it. Matthew, hello. Forgot your permission for. I forged both my parents' signatures several times during school, and I got caught every single time. That's crazy. And my teachers once. I would forge my my dad's signature all the time because his signature was very easy to forge, and it was for not field trips. It was for like to know that you did your reading assignment. Like you would put that like, oh, I read Tom Sawyer, pages 5 through 15. And then your parent would have to sign it, and that's what I would forge. I wouldn't forge anything like too serious. Like if it was a field trip, I would actually ask my parents, but I would use his signature a lot because his was just his first initial and like a squiggly line. Like it felt like there was no attempt to like make the signature look like his actual name. It was just like if his name was like Nathan, it would just be like N squiggle, you know? That's not his actual name, but yeah. App for the lights, yeah, so Beans and I have like a main light that we use like a light switch for. That's the one that like, you know, lights up the entire room, but then we also have a bunch of like smaller accent lights that are like LED and you can activate them via via an app. So we have some like behind our computers, we have some like on our what's it called, bookshelves and stuff, and it just makes the room feel a little bit more atmospheric. So yeah, we do have an app for the lights. But with that, it seems like everyone's got their permission slips all squared away. So let's get to class, shall we? JK, we're at the museum. We're already here. See, wasn't that such a fast trip? And you guys were really good on the bus, too. Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. I'm figuring that you guys can't hear the sick ass. I swore. I can bet you guys can't hear the really sick music that I'm hearing from the video game that we're gonna be playing today. We're gonna be playing DODD Goes to the Museum. We're here at the museum, but I haven't set up the sound just yet, so I could do that. Actually, I should do that, and then we're gonna catch up on chat. So let's see. We got the game. We are doing DODD Goes to the Museum. And then the game isn't playing music right now, but I think it will eventually. So I want to use that to kind of like see how loud the levels are, and then we'll kind of go from there. But we also have to do our dailies. We also have to do our yaps. We need our yap session before we go to the museum, even though we're here at the museum. Let's see. Heck yeah, tax fraud time. When I was in elementary school, my home was so close that by one time I forgot my form. My teacher actually let me run back home to grab it. Dang! That sounds like the life. I kind of, you know what, actually, my elementary school was like that. It wasn't like, it was still, I want to say like a 5 to like 7 minute walk, but I remember it was pretty close. It wasn't like across the street, but it was like a pretty short walk. Or maybe back then it just felt short because I was actually in my childhood neighborhood like a couple months ago for my grandma's birthday, because she lives near like my childhood neighborhood. I was in the area, and like for nostalgia's sake, I walked by my old house, and then I wanted to walk to my elementary school. And then I realized the walk was like 2 blocks. So I say 5 to 7 minutes, but realistically, it might have actually been like 10 to 15 minutes. But yeah, I remember it was like pretty close to the point where like you could theoretically like go run back if you forgot something. We're leaving in 10 minutes, better run fast. Dang, that means your teacher was really chill or really lax, or both. Or trusted you. On the East Coast, it rained and snowed. Yeah. I saw that it's like, it's getting pretty cold up in the, or it's been pretty cold in the East Coast. Today, we just skipped this whole week and a half. We're just skipping spring, I guess, and we're skipping right into summer because it was 90 today. It's gonna be 80s tomorrow. It's actually gonna be 80s for all of like next week as well. So we just skipped spring, but I feel like the moment I say that and manifest that out loud, I feel like 2 weeks from now it's gonna be raining and like cold and stuff. But yeah, it was hot, and like I said, my coworker was able to give me a ride home instead of having me take the bus. But like the AC was like broken. She was like apologizing every step of the way too. I was like, it's okay. But yeah, like by 30 minutes in, usually when we ride together, like we're yapping nonstop, you know, like we're always yapping. We're either like chismising, we're talking about work stuff, you know, nonstop. But I think both of us were so like quite literally burnt out from the heat. There was a point where like we were struggling to think of things to like say to each other. There was a point where there was just like a little bit of a silence, and we both just like sigh, and I was just like, so you watching anything lately? Like, watching anything cool? Here's what Beans and I were watching. I was watching this, you know. Like, usually we're good at like, you know, conversing with one another, but today was just different. Today was just different. Sorry about the goat. You got you, sticker. His name is B Squiggle Bear. It's true. Our main light is controlled via an app, which means we can't turn them off if the Wi-Fi is off. No, dang. Yeah, because we have a mix of the two. We have like a physical light switch for like our main light, but the rest is like app. The only thing is sometimes it's on the fritz, so Beans will try to like close the lights for the night, for the evening, but like 2 of them will remain on, and I have to do it from like my app because both of us have like access to it. So yeah. Oh yeah, can you guys hear the music from the game? Now I'm hearing it. Let me know if it's too loud or not. I ate that candy off the back of the bus seats and now my stomach hurts. Oh no. Was it good though? Was it good? Did you have the nerds? Or the nerd, was it like, it's not gummies, it's like the, it's like a gummy center, but like it's surrounded by nerds. Let's see. Can't hear ish, Captain? It was 70F yesterday. Dang. Yeah, like I said, it feels like we're just skipping summer. I'm sorry, skipping spring here in Los Pincos. But we'll see, because like it's still a little too early to be summer, you know? It's still like March. Well, actually, we're in the middle of March. Can you believe it? I feel like March was just like, I feel like January was just last week. But yeah, it's the weather is a little weird, I think, on both sides of the continent. So that's been like a popular conversation topic, I'm sure, for a lot of folks. But let me see. Today was pretty eventful because I didn't actually have to go into work until like late into the afternoon. Usually I have to go like whenever a school starts, so like 8 a.m. Or 7:30 sometimes, but today was actually like a late start, so I actually was able to like sleep in a little bit, take a shower at my leisure. I wasn't rushing, I wasn't putting on makeup in like the dark, which I usually do. Well, not the dark, but like I try to be very mindful not to wake up the rest of the household, so like, you know, yeah. My morning routine feels a little bit rushed and a little bit like sleepy and a little bit not opportune, but yeah, I actually was able to like sleep in a little bit today, and I took the bus at like a, you know, later in the day. It was nice, but two things happened that like I was excited to talk to you guys about. One of which is so minor, and like maybe it's an overreaction, but I also feel like some of y'all might like understand as well. But I got off I had to take like 4 buses today, and I think getting off of the third one, I was like I was gonna like take the elevator. Basically it's a spot where like there's multiple floors, and like each floor is a different bus line. So I got off at like the first floor, and then there's like a elevator to go to like the floors after that to take another line, basically. So I pressed the button to activate the elevator, and then a guy was right next to me, and he was like looking up at the elevator, and we were both waiting for a couple of seconds, and then he looks at me and he's like, I don't think the elevator's working. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. So we both just take the escalator up, and he goes on a little bit after me because he's not waiting for me. We don't know each other, by the way. We just so happen to be like right next to each other. And so like we take the escalator up, and then on the way there's like these what do you call it? It's like those places where you have to like scan your ticket, or in my case I have to like scan my card, so that you can like get into like another platform, basically. But there are people who try to cheat the system by opening the emergency exit, because I guess the emergency exits just don't work in some stations. So people just open it, like they reach over with their arm and they open it from the other end, and you could just like get in without paying the fare. So like I was okay with paying the fare, but like the guy was like, the same guy who was like, oh, I think the elevator's broken, he was holding it open. I think he probably opened it for like another person or himself, but then he saw me coming, and then he like kept holding it open, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I go through it, and then as I'm like going through the gate, he's like, you're so beautiful, and I'm like I gave him this expression of like, what the frick, dude? Like, but like the only thing that comes out of my mouth is like, oh, thanks. And then I like, it's funny because like the road splits, because you could either go up another floor to take like another line, or you could like stay on that floor and you take like a completely different line. Because I was thinking of going the like up the floor, but as soon as I saw that he was going for that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take the other route. I'm not gonna spend any more time with this guy than I have to. So we like went our separate ways, but like I just remember like as I'm walking away from him, I was like, what the heck? Like, leave me alone. I was like, in my inner thoughts started to get more violent. I was like, oh, freaking people like telling me things, freaking F off. Get off. Grr. I'm just like internally growling to myself, just grr, as I like walk to my next bus stop. So that was the first story. That was the first story. There's a second story. Let me see what you guys have to say. I was gonna describe it for the bit, but the thought made me physically ill. Oh no. Yeah, the turnstile. Yeah, thanks, I guess. Like, Fugumi, hello. You're so beautiful. I'm married. Don't talk to me. What a weirdo. Yeah, I had a feeling you guys would like sympathize because I feel like the compliment by itself is not that big of a deal. It's just like when you grow up and you're so used to like people like hitting you up and stuff unprompted and it's like a stranger, it's, you know, it's like the stranger danger. It's like the stranger danger. So even though he like ostensibly told me a compliment, I immediately, my brain was like, man, F off. Like I don't know you. I don't know you, I don't want nothing to do with you. Ghosty, hello. Because paws curl into— yeah, my paws like curled into that shape. I was like, oh, stay away from me. I would don't get hit on for shit. Well, like it's like a— I don't know. Like I said, when you like grow up, and it's just like a constant thing. It's just like, I don't know. It just makes me feel a certain way. Streaking away from stranger danger. Thank you for the 15 stream streak, Ghosty. That's my purse. I don't know you. But yeah, it makes me feel a certain way. That's why, like, instead of being like, oh, how nice of him, I was just like, man, get away from me. But the story does get a little bit more wholesome. It gets a little bit more wholesome. Nothing to do with that guy, by the way. Nothing to do with that guy. We went our separate ways and I never saw him again. But as I was walking, like, to my other bus stop, I was like occasionally like looking behind me to see like if he was following me, but no sign of him. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I go to the bus stop for my last bus, and I'm waiting there for a little bit, and suddenly there's like another guy like comes up to me, but he's noticeably older. He's like an old guy, and he comes up to me and he's like, excuse me, is this where the I'm just gonna make up a number, like the 89 bus is this where the 89 is? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm not from around here. Like, or it's like I don't usually like go to that area. So like he was asking me about the bus, and I was like, oh, I don't know. But there is a sign that says all these. I was at one of those bus stops that has like a crap ton of buses. It'd be like, oh, you have like the 45 and the 89 and the 208 and the 405 and the silver, you know, bus, and also the gold bus, but also the blue bus. So it had like a whole bunch of different buses. So it was fair that he was confused, right? It was fair that he was confused, and he was. I was telling him like, oh, I don't know which bus. Where are you trying to go? So he gave me the cross street, and I decided to look it up on my Google Maps because it was still like I think 10 minutes before my bus was scheduled to get there, so I had time to like look it up for him. And I was like, oh, if you want, you should go. You should actually go back the way you. I didn't say it in those words. That sounds like aggressive, right? Like go back the way you came. But it was like, oh, you could like go back into the building that we just came out of, and that's actually like that's a faster bus to get back to where you're going. But then he was like, oh, but someone else told me to take the 89 bus. And then I just so happened to be taking the 89, so I was like looking on my Google Maps, and I was like, okay, if you're also taking the 89, maybe we're going the same way. And it turned out we were going the same way. So another factor with this is that the old guy was also Filipino. And like I could kind of tell because like of his accent. But I was also wearing a hat at the time because when I told him like, oh, are you Filipino? I'm also Filipino. He like looked at me and he was like, really? Like, at least if you've seen me, I feel like I do look pretty Filipino. Like if you've ever met other Filipinos and you know the hallmarks of like being a Filipino, it's like the pushed up nose and stuff. Like yeah, I look Filipino. So that was one of the first times I was like, yeah, I am Filipino. But I think it's also because like I was wearing a hat that was covering like half my face too. So, but the guy was he was an older guy who was Filipino, and then he just so happened to be going the same way as me. So I was like, you know what, like we'll both go on the same bus. There's a faster route, but if you really want to take the 89 bus, that's not the actual bus I was taking, by the way. If you really want to take the 89, we'll board it at the same time, and I'll tell you when to get off. And then you have one more bus before you get to your destination, alright? And because he was older, it seemed like he understood, but he was also just like, he was asking me a lot of the same questions. He was like, oh, is it this bus that leads to this? And I was like, no, this is gonna lead you part way and then you're gonna have to take another bus. So like he did seem to like not quite understand. He was fluent in English too, by the way. Like even though he had an accent, he seemed like perfectly fluent in English. But because like he seemed a little older that I was like getting a little concerned. So I was like, I'll ride the bus with you. I'm actually gonna get off after you. So, but I'll tell you what stop you have to get off at, and then I'll tell you what bus you have to get on from there. All right. So he's like, okay. So we got on the bus together, and then I was just like tracking like how many stops until his stop, you know. And then he started making conversation with me. And he was saying like, oh yeah, I used to live in like San Francisco. I used to walk a lot. I used to walk and jog a lot. I used to walk like 26 miles every day. And I was like, 26 miles? What the heck? And then he was like, oh, but you know, I got older and all of my, you know, like siblings and like close friends, they all passed away. So I decided to come down here and live with my nephew. And I was like, oh, dang. Like, I don't know how to react to something that's like, he's saying it in not a sad tone, but that's like kind of a sad thing to say, you know? So I was just like, oh, I see. I wasn't laughing, but it's just like, I'm like, I don't know how to react to that. So he was telling me more, and then he didn't ask me my age, but he asked me, because I mentioned my parents, and he was like, oh, how old are your parents? And I'm like, oh, they're in their 60s and stuff. And he was like, oh, can you guess how old I am? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I want to say like maybe also my parents' age. Maybe you're like 50s, 60s. And then he looks at me. He's like, I am 81. And I'm like, you're 81? He did not look 81. Like, I could have sworn he looked like, you know, he's in his 50s or his 60s. But because, like I said, he was like repeating stuff, and like because he kept on asking the same questions, it kind of did make sense that maybe he was like a little bit older. But it's like, I wouldn't have imagined 80s. So, what's it called? Oh, another detail that I forgot to say is that he was lost. He was hella lost because he had come from, I guess it's fine if I just say like where he came from Chinatown, and he was trying to get to like a completely different place. And I was like, if you're coming from Chinatown and you're going to like this location, you are way lost. And he apparently was like on the right bus to get back home, but someone told him, oh no, he was waiting at the bus stop, and it was another one of those bus stops that has a bunch of multiple buses that come to it. So I think someone had mentioned to him like, oh, that's your bus, and he just went on it without actually looking at the number, and that's how he got lost. So that's how we like ran into each other. But yeah, he was like sharing a little bit about himself. It was really nice all around. And then when we got to his stop, I realized that like if I just got off at the same stop as him, I could still walk to work. It was only like a block or two away. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get off at the same stop as you just to make sure you get on the right bus to like complete your trip, you know? So because I was worried about him, you know, like, and he's like a fellow Filipino, so a part of me was like, oh, he's like a grandpa, you know, he's like my lolo, he's like my grandpa. I don't want him to like get lost midway through, because he still would have had like another 30 minutes to like travel on the bus if he got on the wrong one, then that would just extend his trip more, right? And it didn't seem like he had a phone either, so I was like, I don't want his like nephew to worry about him, you know? So I got off the bus with him, and then I showed him where the bus stop was. I'm like, you take this bus, number like, you know, 87 or whatever, you take 87 and you're gonna ride it for like 30 minutes. And I even had like a notepad that day, so I like wrote down the directions and I gave it to him, and I'm like, I'm sorry for the crappy handwriting, but like you're gonna get off at this stop and that should pretty much take you home, basically. And he was like, oh, thank you so much, thank you. And he said something like, oh, I'm so lucky that you know, I was able to meet you, thank you, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, I felt like I did my good deed for the day. So and luck was also on my side, because like after I had finished dropping him off, the bus that I had just got off on, because I was planning to walk the rest of the way, like I said, it was just like 1 or 2 blocks, but the bus that like dropped us off was still there. I don't know if like the driver, like, I don't know, was like waiting for another like passenger or something like that, but the bus was still there. So I like ran to catch it, and then I like was able to board it. And a part of me was like, did she know that I was helping out the old guy? Did the bus driver see me helping out the old guy and she like waited for me, or was that just luck, you know? Was that just luck? So I boarded the bus, I like rode it for like 2 more stops, and then I ended up at the school I needed to end up at. So So I was like, oh, I did my good deed for the day, and the day just started, and I didn't even start my work day, so made me feel real good. Made me feel real good that I was able to help. I did my good Samaritan deed for the day, you know. So yeah, let me catch up on chat right now. Then that guy fell out of a window. Happy ending. The slightly chartreuse bus, exactly. That's one of those bus stops that has everything. It has the red bus, it has the yellow bus, it has the gold bus, it has the slightly chartreuse bus, it has the baby blue as well. The Filipino random encounter, yeah, I seem to have those a lot when I'm heading to work. Like, I was one time waiting for the bus, and like an older Filipina lady like went up to me, and she was waiting for the same bus, and then after a couple of minutes, we didn't even talk to each other. She like looks at me and she's like, "Are you Filipino?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And she's like, "Oh, are you looking for a job?" I'm like, "No, I'm actually heading to my job, actually." But I was like, "Lady, we just met. Like, you offering me a job because I'm Filipino?" Granted, that is very dangerous. That could also be some kind of weird trafficking thing, but yeah. It's like, that's just another moment, another drop in the bucket, you know? A guy once bought me a slice of pizza at the bus stop because he and I are Filipino. I love that. The, what's it called? The kababayan, you know? The fellow kababayan. That really is so funny to me because can you imagine being like, nah, actually I'm lying. like it's like if he went up to me and was like, are you a bear? Like, or it's me saying like, oh yeah, I'm a bear. And he's like, oh, really? It's like, nah, I'm actually a raccoon. Like, actually, I'm 3 possums in a trench coat. I'm this many holds of 81 fingers. Did you say my Gundam's a Vinca? I did try to like say things in Tagalog, but I think my American accent was too strong because I think I was asking him like where he was going and I was like, oh, saan, saan? Like, saan, where you going? And then he was like, oh, where are your parents from? And I'm like, oh, papa ko, taga, Manila. And then I like gave up halfway through. I'm like, oh, and my mom's from Davao. Like, I was like, you know what, F it. I'm not gonna. Like, I think he even asked like, oh, do you speak Tagalog? And I'm like, intindihan ko, or intindihan konti lang, which means like, I understand a little bit. But he was like nodding. He was like, "Ah, okay, konti lang, only a little bit, okay." That's sweet. Yeah, depending on how long the bus waited, my guess is a shift change. Maybe, yeah, maybe. The random avocado green bus, exactly. Yeah. So many buses. But yeah, hopefully that guy got home safely. I was thinking about him at the end of my shift too. I was like, I hope he got home safely. Like, I'm pretty sure he took the right one. I checked the map and everything. I'm pretty sure that was the right bus. And I did tell him like, you just have to wait like 30 minutes and you'll be like in that general area. And he seemed to understand. Because like I said, it was just like, it wasn't like his English comprehension. It was his age that like had me a little worried. Because, like, I was asking him, like, oh, like, where are you going? He's like, oh, this cross street and this cross street. But then he kept on saying, like, other streets. And I was like, oh, you know, you're going to be getting off at, like, 15th and this one. And he's like, oh, yeah, if we can get to 39th Street, I'll be okay. I'm like, no, you're going to be getting off, like, closer to 15th Street. So that was, like, the only thing that had me worried. But I'm hoping, I'm pretty sure he got home all right. Did the Binko Blurple bus come? I think so. Our buses are actually, if you guys ever come to Los Pincos, our buses are mostly orange. Some of them are red, and then some of them are like gray. And then I actually got on like a new subway today. They're actually redesigning some of the subways in Los Pincos to be a bit closer to, I want to say, New York's design and Japan's design, because there used to be more of like seats that face how do I say this? Like the front? But now the seats are facing like to the sides? I don't quite know. Like I don't quite know how to like describe it unless I like draw it on MS Paint or something. But like basically they're trying to put more room in there. Is this a, oh man, is this a 39th Avenue, 39th Boulevard situation? I don't think so. I think it is just a, I think Los Pincos just has streets. Like, when it comes to numbered streets, I think they are just streets and not boulevards, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Cause like, when he told me the cross street, it was like, oh, it's, I'm trying to make up one. Flower and, forest, you know? And I typed it in, and it was, the only like, autocomplete was like, oh, Forest and West Flower Avenue, and I'm like, I sure hope that's the one. Like, I'm pretty sure it is, but I sure hope that's the one that you're looking for. Queens NYC is madness. Ah, let me see if I can show you what I mean with like the seating situation. And then we'll do our dailies, and then we'll start getting into some gaming. And gaming, Garugamish. Okay, so let's say that this is like the... Oh, how do I do this? So the subways that I'm used to, the subway cars that I'm used to, let's say that these are like the doors, right? And then there's a door here. I don't know why I thought 3/4 angle would be like the way to show this to you guys. So these are the doors, right? So the way that I'm used to it is like the chairs are like this, like they're facing the front of the car, they're facing the front. And then there's like a chair here. Why did I think this was a good angle? The chairs are like this, and then there's like an aisle that you could walk through, right? But they're like redesigning them. I feel like it's for the Olympics in 2028. They're trying to make it so there's like more room on the bus, more standing room specifically. Okay, so this is the new one. Everything on this side is like the new one. So now they have it where the chairs are up against like where the windows are, basically. Yeah, so these are windows. So the chairs are now like up here. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? And then there's like poles here, you know, there's like poles. And then there's like a chair here, it's facing this way, chair here, facing this way. And there's like a pole here and here. So people can sit on the sides, but then they can also like stand here. They can also stand. Do you get me? Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? It's just so like interesting because like I feel like we've had the same subway cars for like 30, 40, 50 years or something. Like, I feel like we've had like the same exact cars for like decades since like I was alive, and now they're changing it up so that they can fit more people, you know? Have you ever heard the song combination Pizza Hut Taco Bell? I've heard, not the song combination, but I've heard of a building that is a combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. I went to a college town way back in the day that was a combination. Oh, what was it? I think it was a Taco Bell. Was it a Taco Bell Pizza Hut? I think it was a combination Taco Bell McDonald's? No, Burger King? It was something like that, and I remember I tried it out once, and I was like, this is decent. There's a guy who did a video of, like, they tried to visit every, like, weird combination place in the US, and there was one that was, like, a Jiffy Lube with, like, a Taco Bell. And he was like, it's okay, it's decent, you know? It's like plain seating, but now you no longer have to crawl over people to get off. Yeah, actually, yes. Exactly. So it was plain seating before. Now it's like I guess what you imagine with like Japan, like if you look at like a Japanese subway, it's like that where the seats are all like kind of facing each other. And I think NYC is like that too. I don't remember. The trains in my city use a mix of forward facing and inward facing seats. Oh, I think, did we have some inward facing? Oh, we did, because I was seated right next to, like, I had, a solo seat. Next to some, like, forward facing ones. But yeah, that was just a new experience for me. That was a new experience for me. Don't save. Alright, let's do our dailies. And then I want to place... We gotta visit the museum. Let's visit the museum. So let's do food guesser first. Ooh, that looks like some kind of is that bread? Is that bread or pork? This is garlic, potatoes, broth, caraway seeds, marjoram, salt, pepper, bread, eggs, cheese, smoked meat. This looks kind of familiar. Do you think we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna get repeats of like foods that we've already like guessed before? Something about this feels familiar, but is that potatoes? Is it like potato soup? It's a flavorful garlic soup known for its simple ingredients and comforting taste. A part of me wants to say France because it reminds me of like onion soup, right? Oh, it's not France. Okay. France! It's to the northeast. And it's warm, so maybe Poland? Let's do Poland. Borders Janeczka. It borders to the southwest. Oh, so maybe Czechia? Oh, nice. Whenever you see like the little like V-shaped thing over a letter, it I actually don't know how to like say how it changes it, but if it's over a C, it's like a ch sound. If it's over an S, it's a sh sound, and if it's over a Z, it's a zh sound. Like every subway I've ever seen uses inward-facing seats. What sadist made y'all sit airplane style? No, for real. Like has it always been like that? Has it always been airplane style? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there's usually like one seat. You know what? I remember I showed this to Beans once, so maybe. Hold on. Let's see. Dang it, I'm trying to find like the end. What do you call like the actual like car of like a subway? Carts? No. Train? Oh, how about interior? There we go, the interior. Cabin, yeah, cabin. Thank you, Matthew. Oh, that didn't give me any responses either. I'm pretty sure it is called a cabin, but I'll just put interior. Yeah, you know what? Here's a good picture. Here, this is what it used to look like. And some subways still kind of look like this too. Some of them still look like this, but the newer one is let me see if I can find it. If I just put new in it. Oh yeah, this is a pretty good picture here. Yeah, now they look like this. So it's just a lot more space. So it used to look like that. This even looks old-fashioned. This even looks like old-fashioned as heck. Let me... Oh my gosh, that's too zoomed in. Even the picture looks like it's from like the 2000s, right? Like the camera quality. And they usually have these little warnings of like, oh, don't leave your belongings behind. Don't... I've been on a couple of buses that had really funny like little videos that would play on repeat of like just usual bus etiquette, and there was a one where it was like a little animated video with like little like cartoons and stuff. It was on like a local train, not local, it was like one of the schools that I was visiting, and there was like the usual like, oh, you know, don't be too loud, don't sit on the aisles, don't get in people's way, blah blah blah. And then the next one was like, don't poop on the train. Don't poop on the bus, don't do it, oh no. And then like the little animation was like a person, like they don't show the person taking a dump, but like they like see someone like their face is struggling, and then it cuts down and you see the little poop emoji, and then you see like other like little cartoon people just reacting like, ew. And I feel like if that happened in real life, no one would just be like, ew. They'd be more like, I'm getting off this bus right now. I don't care that it's like 30 minutes away from my destination. I'm getting off right now. You know what? Not as bad as I thought it would be, right? It still fits a fair amount of people, and then there are these like solo seats over here. But I think this one is just a lot more open, you know? Because you have like all these seats here. And then you can see that these seats, they do like go up. The only thing is like if this is for folks in wheelchairs or disabled folks, there's nothing to like latch you in, you know? Like if you have a wheelchair, you just kind of have to like make sure that that wheel has brakes, you know? So yeah, that's I was pleasantly surprised to see that. Pleasantly surprised, but let's get back to our dailies. Okay, Janechka. Ooh, is this egg drop soup? Oh no, that's Parmesan cheese. This looks like egg drop soup, doesn't it? Eggs, chicken broth, Parmesan cheese, salt, black pepper, nutmeg, spinach, semolina. This dish is a comforting soup made with light savory broth that features delicate shreds of egg. Oh, it is egg drop soup, isn't it? But I've never had it with cheese. That doesn't sound too bad though. I would be kind of down for that. If it's egg drop, a part of me wants to say China, but it might be another place because of the added like cheese and stuff. It's cold, okay. Maybe this one is France after all? It borders. Ooh, slices of American cheese. Yeah. Oh no, you're hitting the statue behind me too. It's okay, we'll clean it up. You guys like the statue behind me too? Spitting image of someone. I can't quite put my finger on it though. Reminds me of someone. Anyway, stracciatella. Stracciatella. Mamma mia. I'm gonna say Italia. There we go. Stracciatella. Oh, candy? Sugar, glucose, syrup, cornstarch, flavoring, citric acid, colorings. Isn't this, what's it called? Oh, it's fizzy candy. I thought it's those, what's it called? I forgot what they're called, but that, like, candy that, hello, Kayla Gala. Hello, hello. Well, it seems like a candy. The question is, where do these come from? Because I would just say the US, but it could easily also be, like, UK or Canada, or somewhere completely different. This says, oh, Northwest. Northwest. Could it be Japan? Japan? Oh, it is. Oh, it's Ramune candy. I do feel like we're starting to get some repeats, right? There's something about this that feels very familiar. I also saw that more of you are playing some of the daily games on the Discord server. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Paste. Alright, we did food guesser. Now it's time for time guesser. Scrandle! Oh, I don't know about Scrandle. I feel like that's just gonna rage bait me. I think that's just gonna rage bait me. Cause like, what do y'all mean you don't like flavor? Okay. What do we got here? We have bread. We have bread. This looks like a cultural festival, right? Let's see this writing over here. Wierzynski. There's like diacritics. There's lots of like accent marks here. Sueto, Regionalne, pod patronaten, Gazety, Poznanski. So I feel like maybe this is Polish. It could also be Romanian, because like when you read it out loud, it feels a little Slavic.
The statue is of my great-great-great-uncle, Baron von Frankenstein IV. This museum is built on his grave.
Oh.
His ghost haunts its walls and works the gift shop on Tuesdays.
Oh, how nice of him. Oh. And he works the gift shop on Tuesdays. That's so polite of him. Here, let me make way. There we go. Wow, it's your great uncle. It's spitting image too. Same hat. Let's see. I started playing Daily Wordle, but then forgot. It's no worries. If you don't do it one day, you can do it the next day. Or whichever day you feel like it. And I'll even tell you guys right now, there are certain days that I will do the dailies but won't post them because I just failed so miserably. And it feels bad, man. Like, I started playing Strands and Connections, but there are days where I just, like, utterly, like, you know, like, fail at them. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna post that. I'm not gonna post that. It's a little hard to do with Wordle because, like, everyone can see your sins, but, like, with everything else, it's like you don't have to post it if if the results are bad. Though maybe I should start posting my bad ones just so people feel like a little better. You know, so they're not like, oh no, I have to get the perfect score every time. It's like, no, look at Binka. She freaking flopped it bad. As a American, it's your right and privilege to make fun of the British and their food crimes. Not even ghosts are freed from the clutches of customer service and capitalism. It's true. Poor Baron von Pfannkuchen. Pour guy. He isn't even asking for any tips. He just wants you to have a good day. Alright, so let's try Poland first. Oh wait, no, this isn't food guesser. We can't do multiple guesses, so it's either like one or done. So this could be Polish. It could be, like I said, maybe Romanian because it feels like Slavic, but then some parts feel Romance language, like Latin, right? Like Patronatin kind of feels like it could be Romance language, but I might want to, I kind of want to say Poland. Oh, but maybe, would we see other letters though? Let's say Warsaw. I just don't know time period. Let's take a look at the stands over here. We're not seeing a lot of folks with hats on, but technically would this be indoors? Therefore, it's rude to wear hats. Cause yeah, not seeing a lot of people wearing hats. So that would mean maybe like 50s. The suits feel kind of like 50s, 60s to me. Let's say 59. 59 Warsaw. 25 years off, but it was in Poland. Two officials holding a ceremonial loaf of sourdough bread during the traditional ritual at the Września regional festival that celebrates the completion of the harvest and the community's hope for the continued prosperity. Nice. So we didn't quite get the time correct, so it was in the 80s. But it was in Poland. So at least we got that, right? Every time I do Wordle, I want to say either God of Gamer every time I solve it, or I'm gonna send NYT a letter bomb when I lose. Yeah, and it's kind of fun because like eventually you do start to get the hang of certain like trends when it comes to what words they choose for Wordle. I feel like they try to trip people up with the double letters, right? Like with let's say the word oh, you know what's one that I like tried and I felt like such a genius for doing it, but it didn't work out in my favor. I tried the word daddy because like it has 3 D's in like the beginning and the middle, so it's like if you for sure have a D in the word, it can tell you like where it is or where it isn't. So I thought it was so smart for that, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted. But yeah, it also helps to know like certain phonemes like SM, CH, SH, stuff like that. The one time I solved it in 2 tries, I truly felt like an omnipresent being. Yeah, exactly. Alright, let's see what we have here. We have some kiddos. This looks like it could be the 60s or 70s, rather. Maybe 70s. And then this does not look like English, but it does look like Latin text. Ut pressare hotar lansortis idel turisventen. That sounds Nordic or Dutch, right? Oh wait, we have some diacritics here. There's like the little circles above, so maybe that's Finnish. Maybe that's Finnish. Let's try Finland. Oh, so this is gonna be a bit of a Eurocentric time guesser. Helsinki. Let's do the late 70s, early 80s. Let's do 79. Oh no, wait, where is this? Oh, Stockholm. Ah, the Nordic countries strike again, right? 14 years off. This was in the 60s. Okay, okay. Yeah, actually, if it was 80s, I feel like the style would be a little bit different. Okay, what's this? Columbus, Milwaukee. Okay, so we have a location. Actually, wait. Do I even know where Milwaukee is? Uh-oh. Oh, here. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I knew that it was, like, not in the West Coast, but Milwaukee, so probably, like, here. Or like, here. The Bay. Question is time period. We're seeing a lot of hats. Oh, the dresses. Look at those dresses. So those are early 20th century. So we're either in the 1900s or the 1910s. Milwaukee and Grand Rapids. $1. Columbus, Milwaukee, and return Goodrich Docks. Find fruits. Milwaukee, Grand Rapids. And we don't, cars aren't quite widespread, so I'm very tempted to say this is the 1900s. The photo quality is a little too good though. Like that's, I kind of want to say 1910s, but maybe this is still the 1900s. So let's just say 1906. 1 year, it was 1905. It was 1905. A scene at the Goodrich Docks on the Chicago River with passenger ships and signs advertising trips to destinations across Lake Michigan, including Milwaukee, Grand Haven, and Muskegon. Ah, so they're going to those locations. They're not necessarily at those locations, but that was still pretty good. That's still pretty good. This looks like an African nation. I don't know what flag that is. Jeunesse Nationale? I don't know what flag that is the problem. This looks, let's see. Camera quality looks digital. So this could be anytime from like, I want to say like 2000s to 2010. I kind of want to say 2010s, but like early 2010s. So let's do 2011. I just don't know what country this is. This looks, it reminds me of the Belgium flag, right? But I don't, would it be the Congo? I honestly have no idea, so I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna pick a random country here in the Congo and hope for the best. Ah, so security agent standing guard during the Chadian, it's Chad, I see. Chadian Minister of Justice visit to the N'Djamena detention center to inspect the facility's severe overcrowding and judicial delays. And it's 2017, so it's late 2010s, not too far off. And then last round, we're in Chile. I think so, Partido Radical de Chile. So Chilean, las mesas de something, que el desarrollo llegue a todas las mesas de, I'm gonna say this is Chile, right? Oh, it's a trans flag. Nice. So if people are proudly waving it, I do feel like this is a bit more contemporary, right? We got the hammer and sickle over here. So this is what? Let's go to Chile. Oh. Go to Chile. Is Santiago the capital? I'm just gonna go with Santiago. And then let's do 2026. No, let's do 2025. Make a guess. Nice! Spot on. This is our best one for today. Okay. Chilean Communist presidential candidate Jeanette Jara delivering a speech to concede her presidential runoff to her Republican opponent, Jose Antonio, who succeeds Gabriel Boric as the president of Chile starting March 11, 2026. Ah, okay. Not too bad overall. We reached 30K. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Paste. Alrighty. Cool. We did our dailies for the day. I'm seeing what Matthew tagged me in. Combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. It's the band called Das Racist? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But alright, so we did our Schnackery. What's up? Oh, Schnackery. Alright, so with that, let's see. Oh, we do have our ad break coming up soon, actually. So, why don't we do that right now, and then once we get back, we'll get started with DODD Goes to the Museum. I was told that this is a pretty short game. Oh yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm told it's pretty short, anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. But with all the yapping, I feel like we could extend that into an hour, you know? And then maybe afterwards, if we're still like feeling like we still want to yap, we could still yap a little bit more, and then we'll call it from there. Because I gotta go to another school tomorrow, and then I have another stream tomorrow. So, alright, I'll put you guys over in the cup corner. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and then we'll game. We'll do it. We're gonna game. So, alright. See you in a bit. We're back. We're so back. See, that was such a quick break. It went by like in a flash, right? She's honk shooing. Quick sneak outside for extra looks to the enrichment cube. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not honk shooing anywhere. I totally didn't set it up so that after I, you know, take the tracking off, I start honk shooing. I totally didn't do that. I don't know what you could mean. But yeah. All right, so let's get into it. So we're gonna be playing a game called DODD Goes to the Museum. That's why we're at the museum today, you see. That's why we're here next to this statue of Cake of Pan. That's what I called it. Actually, yeah, if you guys want to see like the details of this like little scene. I've used this before, but you know, technically the stream itself, like you see like the golden frame, technically that is part of the museum. Circa 2025. The medium is OBS on canvas, a gift of Pancakes Company. I still don't know what that means. And then we also have the statue over here, Cake of Pan, unknown origin, a marble statue. We learned from Pancakes himself that it's actually his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-granduncle, who haunts the walls today, but is also part of the gift shop. Ooh. But yeah, that's why we're at the museum today. I actually love going to museums. I go to museums very often, whenever I have like a free weekend, basically. And I haven't been to every museum in Los Pincos, but I've been to a good amount, and they've been pretty fun. So I also really like going to the Met. Last time I went to New York, or usually whenever me and Beans go travel, we usually go to like the local museum. I think the only exception is when we went to Off-Kai. We weren't able to see any of the museums in San Jose, but we did see a really cool statue of Quetzalcoatl. So maybe next time we go to Off-Kai, maybe we'll plan a little museum day. But anyway, we're gonna be playing DODD Goes to the Museum. All the museums were closed on Monday. Oh no, dang. There's I think... Also, hello Owen, hello. There's I think there's a place here in Los Pincos. I've talked about it quite a bit, but there's almost like a museum square where it's like 3-4 museums like all within like the same street. Because there's the Peterson, which is the car museum, the Academy Museum, which is like all about movies, the County Museum of Art, which of course has a lot of art, and then the Craft Museum, which is like a single building, but they are a little bit more based in like arts and crafts. And right across the street from that is the La Brea Tar Pits. So all of them are on the same day, and they all kind of stagger their day because all of them have one day off. I don't remember when, but I think like Tuesday the art museum is off and Wednesday the movie museum is off. I forget, but like it's something like that where they kind of stagger it so that like if you go to one of the museums and it's like, oh no, they're closed, you could still go to one of the other museums in that area. So there's that. I haven't been to, there's quite a few that are like on the outer edges of Los Pincos that I've been interested in, but either they don't have like interesting exhibits or interesting to me, or they're a little bit too out of the way. So I mostly know about that little square that I told you guys about, and then there's the Getty Center and the Getty Villa. So the villa is like next to the ocean side, basically. It's on like a big mountain, like not mountain, but like you do have to like drive up a small hill to get there, and it's full of like Greek and Roman stuff, and even the building looks Greek and Roman because like yeah, it just has like that kind of architecture. And then the Getty Center is up on a mountain overlooking like the freeway, like one of the big freeways in Los Pincos. So no matter which one you go to, like you have like a beautiful view of like the city or the ocean. It's just really nice. So I would recommend all of those. And then there's also the Broad Museum, which I actually haven't been to a lot, but that one has more contemporary art, and I know some people might like scoff at that, like, oh, contemporary, but that has some really cool art pieces. Like it's also admittedly the place that has like the most amount of like photo ops, like the most amount of places where you could like snapshot a photo of like, oh, me next to like these big old chairs, these gigantic chairs. And then they also have a room where they have Yayoi Kusama's like mirror infinity rooms. I actually haven't been to it yet, but I hear it's cool. But yeah, so with that, let's go ahead and play DODD Goes to the Museum. I don't know anything about this game. I don't even know what kind of style it is. I just know that it's pretty short. It was recommended to me by Monday Moon, who's a fellow educational streamer. And yeah, well, with that, let's go ahead and check it out. Let's check it out. Check it out. Oh, can we actually edit the... Oh, is it? Oh, it's keyboard only. Okay, give me a second. Okay. Looks like it's keyboard only. Let's do options. Oh, what's the... It's not... it's not letting me pick one. Enter? Space? E? Q? Hello? Down? Oh, okay, up. It's up. So that's volume. Arrow keys to select. Oh, I guess we don't have much in the way of options. I think it's just language and volume. I suppose. Okay. So credits, art and programming by Schweg, audio by Cardboard Moon. I mean, given that it's a pretty short game, maybe it is just like meant to be pretty minimalist. The pixel art is very cute though. I like this style, and it looks like it's a limited palette, which can lend itself to a lot of creativity with the pixel art. So let's check it out. Start the game. Up to interact. Wow, look at our little guy. Okay. Oh, okay, that's the end of the game? Oh, okay. Oh, so if we do it here, we just leave the museum. Okay, I was like, okay, that's a short game. Shorter than I thought it would be. But we just have to keep on pressing up. So now we're in the museum. We're in the museum. We're walking around. We're walking over here. We're walking over here. Can we interact with this kitty cat? Oh, we're looking at it. We're looking at it. Cool. What about this? Oh, we could have a sit. We can have ourselves a little sit. I like how snappy the animations are. What's this? A little mousy. Some bugs? Okay. I do see what looks like... Is this admissions over here? Is this who we talk to for admissions? Mr. Bossbird. Oh dear, oh my, Are you okay? Oh, so we're Dodd. We're Dodd. Are you okay? No! There's a Weevil on my desk. Oh, Weevil Underwood from Yu-Gi-Oh! Say goodbye to Exodia! A Weevil? A Weevil! Please do something! Oh, we got a Weevil. Nice. Press down or S to open your inventory. Oh, we have a Weevil. Okay, cool. Say goodbye to Exodia! It's locked? Okay. Oh, okay, so paintings. Is this a circle? Yeah, it is. So for now, we can only exit. There's a locked room. We have what I assume to be paintings and bugs. So let's do bugs first and then paintings. Oh, up to interact. A butterfly display with a whole lot of butterflies. I didn't realize they came in so many shapes and colors. Oh, you know what? This reminds me of like the Animal Crossing museum, where you can like store animals but also art. Well, not that you can see the colors. Oh, he's self-aware. He's self-aware that we have a limited color scheme, but he can see everything, right? What's this? Whoa, a bug display. Looks like there's centipedes, beetles, flies, plus a bunch I've never seen before. I wonder how long it took to collect them all. Okay. What's this? Oh, it's a giraffe! I'm a giraffe! Hello, what's up? You seem to have a weevil on your head. A weevil? What? Where? On your head! Oh dear. Can you grab it? Didn't realize it was on my head till you mentioned it. Alright, hold still for a sec. You got a weevil. Oh, you know what? We did see a bug in the entrance as well. How did you do that? Do what? The jingle! They're so self-aware with this one. Never mind. Oh, he's turning away from us. Okay, I kind of want to... I remember seeing a bug. Oh, yeah. Here's one right here. On the water fountain. Plot awareness, right? I wonder if there's any other... Oh, actually, now that we have the weevil, can we talk to this guy? Ah, what'd you do? I put him in my pocket. I see. There's many weevils around here. They escaped their enclosure and seem to have multiplied since... I'll be sure to pocket any along the way that I find. Okay. It's locked. Seems like it's locked. I think I need the janitor's key to unlock it. Okay. Is this an elevator? Seems like it's locked for now. I need to use the elevator key. Okay, so there's a lot more rooms to explore. Oh wait, let's go to the water fountain. Is there anything we can do with the water fountain? Nah. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Can we talk to the giraffe again? Thanks again for fishing that weevil off my head. No problemo. Did you know that these guys can fly backwards just by changing their wing strokes? They're basically like a drone in how they fly. I would have thought helicopter, but drone is now an updated way to kind of look at it, right? I didn't know that. Huh. Okay, big dragonfly. A darner dragonfly. Though this model is way bigger than the real thing. Though in the, was it Carboniferous? You would have seen dragonflies this big, methinks. These guys are crazy predators who hunt smaller insects. Dragonflies are agile flyers able to fly up to 60 miles per hour, 97 kilometers per hour. What the heck is a kilometer? Contrary to popular belief, a dragonfly can walk, however rarely do and often use their legs to perch. Some fancy facts on dragonflies. Fancy. Oh, is that an ant farm? Odorous house ants, named after their odor when crushed, which smells like rotten coconuts. Oh no, not specifically rotten coconuts, not just coconuts, but rotten ones. These common ants forage day and night in search of sugary treats, oh, just like me, as well as other insects. In fact, those ants are looking pretty good. Like all ants, these communicate via pheromones, using them to mark trails, signal danger, and much more. Whoa, I didn't know that. They better lay off my sugary treats this summer, though. Just like me, for real, for real. DODD is just like me. Those treats are mine! A spooter! Ugh. I hate spiders. No, spiders are our friends. They catch the other bugs. Cross spiders are a common orb spider, which makes orb webs, the traditional looking web. Get orbed. The cross spider originates from Western and Northern Europe and is found in gardens and meadows. Orb spiders eat their webs each night after they hunt along with whatever prey is stuck into their web. The nickname of cross spider comes from the white cross on the back of its abdomen. Huh, interesting. But still creepy. I hate spiders. No, they're good, they're good. They are a little scary sometimes, but they're good. Let's have a sit. Have ourselves a nice little sit. A part of me is like, I wonder if we'll get like an achievement if we sit on all of them. Oh. I hate rich people. Okay, there's a weevil here. We got another one. How many do we got so far? We got 4. Okay. Say goodbye to the Exodia. This looks like the weevil cage that they all broke out of. Weevils are mischievous little creatures who are known for having a long or elongated rostrum, a snout. While most are known as pests for killing crops, some weevils are used to kill invasive plants. Oh, okay. They are most certainly pests. I better find them all before they multiply. But they're just trying to live. They're just trying to live their life. The pesky desert locust. This guy doesn't like bugs. I don't think this guy likes bugs at all. The pesky desert locust. What does this one say? These locusts start out green and live solitary lives until a few weeks later where they form swarms. Desert locusts have a huge appetite, eating up to their own body weight in food every day. Once in their swarm phase of life, they travel great distances up to 93 miles, 150 kilometers a day. Wow, and these little hoppers eat big and fly far. Wish I could do that. Speaking of swarms, did I ever tell you guys that I have witnessed a bee swarm once in my life? And it was very scary because I was in elementary school. So, I still question if this is a real memory or not. I swear it is. I swear it's a real memory. But there's, like, the more I try to recount it, the more it feels like it's something I just dreamt or imagined. But I remember one time, like, I was in elementary school. It was like lunchtime or like after school or something like that, and I was playing in the like our yard, not the yard, but like it was elementary school. It was at school. It was like our basically like PE field where we have like the kickball fields and like the handball courts and like the tether balls and all that stuff. So I was playing there. I don't remember what I was playing, but I remember once I heard a bunch of screaming suddenly. I heard a bunch of, like, you know, kids my age, little kids, like, screaming. And they were like, ah! And then I remember looking up, and I see a swarm. Like, I see like a swarm of like what I assume to be like bees, like in the sky, basically. Not high up in the sky, but they were like just like above like a building, basically. And like I see all these students running, and I just like, before I could even like process what's going on, I just book it. I book it for like I knew the campus decently well, so I ran into like the closest like indoor space I could find, which happened to be like leading into the cafeteria. And I remember, like, I think because it was like the end of lunch, it was so chaotic. Like, all the teachers were trying to find their students. And from there, my memory just kind of like peters out. Like, I don't remember like how I ended up back in my classroom, but I ended up back there. It was very scary. And to this day, it's like, I don't know if that's a real memory or not, because I feel like it is. Like, it doesn't quite feel like a dream, because I feel like, one, I don't remember most of my dreams, like, even contemporarily, like, even nowadays, you know? So for sure probably wouldn't remember a dream from all the way in elementary school. The earliest dream I can remember is actually like in high school, but like, I don't know, part of me is like, did I actually see like a bee swarm? And like, I think I remember trying to Google it one time, and like, I couldn't find anything at all. Nika left the kids behind and said survival of the fittest. No, I was a kid at the point. I was a cub. It was the adult's responsibility to find me. So yeah, I like vaguely remember that, but a part of me is like, was that a real memory? Who knows? Alright, these look like beetles. They're Hercules beetle, named after the hero in Greek mythos for their great strength. Its strength is so great, it's able to carry roughly 850 times its body mass. On top of its great strength, male Hercules beetles are known to be the longest species of beetle. Big and strong lads, I wouldn't want to be caught between their horns. Heh. I just think of Digimon. I just think of Mega Kabuterimon and Hercules Kabuterimon. Oh, is this like a little mouse hole here? Oh, a pile of trash on the ground. If I had a broom, I'd be able to clean this trash up. You can't just pick it up? I should find one. Okay, so I guess we're finding a broom. But this does remind me of like, there's I think a contemporary art installation where it's I think like a janitor or something accidentally cleaned up an art installation that was like made up of trash. Wonder if I should share something that I think I will. I'll share this. There was one time where I was vaguely involved. I have worked in museums before, but it was for a very short time. I have been involved in museums before, and there was one time where the museum that I happened to be like working with had an exhibition that was related to trash. And I remember I was chatting with the guards, the gallery attendants, or the guards basically of the gallery, and they were telling me how like this was kind of like one of the worst like exhibits we've ever worked at, because it's trash. It sometimes attracts bugs, and it's the first time that in this like gallery space that we've ever seen bugs on the premises. It's like, dang, that bad? So yeah, like so sometimes I think it's because like there's a fair amount of exhibits that have to do with like recycling. Like I have no issue with like the idea of making art out of recycled material. Recycled material or trash, but it's kind of those like, I don't know, you would think like common sense, like make sure that the trash is cleaned up so that it doesn't attract insects. You know? Because I feel like there's so many ways you can make cool art out of recycled material, and I feel like there's a fair amount of exhibits that have done that before, where it's like, oh, the cool thing about this is that it's all recycled material, you know? But it's like, dang, the fact that the guards, you know, and the guards who have seen multiple different exhibits in the past too are saying that like this is one of the worst, is like, dang, that means it was pretty bad then. Okay, what is this? It's one big bumblebee. It says commonly found in gardens and fields all over the world, apart from Australia. Unlike honeybees, bumblebees are able to sting multiple times before their stingers lack barbs. They're also able to regulate their body temperature. Maybe their fuzziness helps with that? I hope they don't go extinct. I heard some species are endangered. Oh no. Okay, I think we looked at the butterfly, so we're done here at the bug section. Oh, there's trash here too. We need to go into the janitor's closet. So let's go here. Let's go to the art. Oh, okay, here we go. We're working now. We're art appreciating. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Let's go this way first. Actually, let's like walk through it first, and then we'll appreciate as we go. Okay, we made a full circle. Let's see here. Okay, are you guys ready to exercise your art appreciation muscles? So we have all of them have a limited palette. Probably in universe it's not a limited palette, but we're just seeing shades of gray, right? I'd also see a weevil up there. But okay, a lot of them make use of negative space, aka like white space. Which it doesn't always have, like, negative space doesn't always have to be white. Sometimes it can be like over here. No, actually, I was gonna say this looks like a sunset on a beach. So the negative space is still the white part, which is like the beach part. So it looks like most of these make use of white as negative space. Kind of minimalistic in terms of background, with exception to, like, I'd say this one or the beach one. But let's go one by one. Let's see what happens. Peeking by Unknown. An interesting and minimalist piece. Yeah, I was gonna say this one is pretty minimalist. Like, the majority of it is white space, right? It was donated by an unknown patron and seems to show some kind of creature. Whatever it is, it seems to be peeking at me. Ooh, it's peeking. It's peeking. Minimalism is an interesting one. We haven't quite talked about minimalism during our decade studies, but I feel like I've seen works under the label of minimalism that work, but a lot of it does feel just kind of like, you know? There's one that I've seen where they make really good use of texture. If you see the artwork from far away, it looks like... where is it? This one, where it's just like a white canvas, right? But in this case, it's a black canvas, but the closer you get to it, the more you see the texture that the artist applied with the paint. They use like thick coats of paint to add a very uniform texture to it, and I just thought it had a really cool effect, you know? It is technically minimalist, but it had a intriguing effect. Is this some kind of mosquito? Weevil Close-Up by Weevil Lover 1998. Oh, I wonder if they're connected to this infestation of weevils. Well, it's certainly a close-up of a weevil. Devious little creatures. They truly wreak havoc wherever they tread. Okay, okay. So maybe we have a weevil lover somewhere here. Let's talk to this person. The Waterworks by me! You made this? That's right. You're looking at a real artist. That's so cool. Nice, so we're talking to the actual artist of this. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Can we also get the, yeah, we got the weevil, nice. You collected all the weevils. Weevil moment! I should go tell Mr. Bossbird. Okay, I want to take a look at the art first, though. Oh, I guess, can we not look at this? We can only talk to the artist? Okay, okay. This one is still pretty cool too, because it has like a little bit of gray to kind of like use as, make the background a little bit more complex. Mr. Underwood, right? Because it adds a little bit of texture to it as well. Composition-wise, it still works. It still works. I think I was gonna say that like typically people try to stray away from like perfectly symmetrical compositions because it's a little too authoritative, a little too boring, that many might say, unless you're intentionally using that symmetry to show authority, to show like, you know, unequivocal authority, perfection, etc, etc. But a lot of people try to stray away from that. But this is not necessarily symmetrical. I think the bottom part is, but the top part, the face is not, and then the background also adds to the asymmetry as well. Let's see. Actually, a lot of these are pretty asymmetrical now that I take a look, except for the like the super minimalist one. Alright, let's take a look at this one. This looks like we have some ceramics, some pottery. I don't know if we can see details, but it's funny, I actually don't know my different types of pottery, because I have a colleague who her specialty is ancient Greek and Roman art. And I think she would be more accurately able to identify things such as an amphora versus a I don't know the other types of ceramics. So I don't know if I could properly say like, oh, this is an amphora. I don't know. A decorated vase. Reminds me of the ones that the Romans would make with the little dudes on them. That is an area of art that I do want to explore, is ceramics, just because I've seen a lot of West Mexican and like Mesoamerican ceramics, and I'm just so charmed by them. Especially ceramics from like Colima, like the dancing dog. They're so cute. I love them so much. But yeah, I haven't really explored Greek ones as much. I know a fair amount of the myths, so if you were to show me one and be like, oh, this is an amphora featuring Hercules, and he's slaying the Nemean lion, then it's like, oh, I recognize that myth, but I wouldn't know as much in terms of like the art appreciation of it, but pretty cool nonetheless. What do we have here? This guy looks like a Bellsprout from Pokemon. It looks like a Bellsprout, right? Hello! Oh, it's a mole, I see. Oh, hello, I'm just admiring this art. I don't get what all the excitement is all about. Oh, they're sniffing. They're sniffing because they can't see. Because moles are usually known for being blind, I think. The Nemean lion? Poor Nemi. No, it's the Nemean lion. Nemean lion. It's the lion that he wears as his coat. Alright, what about this one? A delicate-looking vase. It looks so pristine. Such fine handiwork must have gone into this vase. Cool, cool. This looks like a figure on a beach, right? This next one that's coming up. This one looks cool because, yeah, it's making use of the black. The same black that's being used for the ocean is also being used for the sky, but the only way that we can tell them apart is by use of the horizon line. With the gray, right? Like, if you see the gray, it's trying to show... It looks like a sunset, right? That's what's creating the horizon as well as the stars. So even though it's a very limited color palette, it works really well. And then the white is being used as kind of like the sand, while you have like the figures there, or a figure around like, I guess, a campfire. Most just like, it's not even scratch and sniff. Yeah, it's not even a scratch and sniff a sticker, right? So let's see what this one is. Beach Sunrise by Dungeness Crab. Depicts a beautiful sunrise over the ocean horizon. It also shows someone standing by a campfire. I wonder if that's the artist, or maybe their partner. Either way, it's a beautiful scene. You telling me a crab fried this rice? You telling me a crab painted this beautiful sunset? This is locked. She's like, it's locked. I think I need a janitor's key to unlock it. Okay, okay. What's this? This looks like either a bear or like a blob holding a leaf. Let's take a look-see. Oh, it's a bird! It's a little Hakito. Bird by unknown. Quite a rotund bird, if I do say so myself. Let's have a sit. Nice, where we're sitting. This is also a lot of museums. I'm not sure about gallery spaces, but a lot of museums will have nice little seating areas like this. Some of the ones that I've been to will also have their catalogs for, like, you know, to peruse through, you know, to look through. No, it's nice, it's nice. There have been times where I've been at a museum with some friends and it's just a bit of like an overload, so I do feel the need to have a sit down, you know? Have a sit. Alright, let's keep on continuing. We have an ultra minimalist work here. Could this be just like canvas, or is it ultra minimalist? White by Sir Croc III. Well, it's certainly white. I do wonder if this is like, cause they did like list an actual like minimalist work, but I wonder if this is like commenting on like the works of Mark Rothko, right? Like we went through his works with like the decade study, right, where we were talking about abstract expressionism and how, like, even though I respect like Jackson Pollock and Mark Rothko as artists, they're just personally not like my flavor. Like I aesthetically don't like them as much, but they still count as art, right? So this kind of feels like that, where it's like, especially because Rothko just titles a lot of his works like the colors that he uses, right? Pack School, hello, we're visiting a museum. We looked at a piece that's called White, and it is in fact white. So yeah, I wonder if it's like a dig at Rothko or something, or other minimalists. Even though I wouldn't say that Rothko is a minimalist, he's an abstract expressionist, but he could definitely be read as minimalist, right? Alright, so we have 3 more works. Alone by Pingu! A bit of a lonely one. I hope they're doing okay. Yeah, this one looks like also kind of like sky and ocean themed, right? Is this a ship that is... I can't quite tell actually. It looks like a ship that's out on the ocean, and then above it are clouds, right? And it's mostly using that gray, but it's also using the black to kind of like break up the shape in the center. Pretty interesting work. This one, this next one here is using a lot of like, it's demonstrating a lot of like light theory, or what's it called? Not light theory. Just lighting, basically. Is there an artist that painted a full canvas of a single solid color? Yeah, I would say, well, maybe not Rothko, because Rothko, he layers a lot of his colors, so it looks like it's just like red, right? But there are a couple of abstract expressionists that would do that. Of a single solid color, I'm not sure. There is one person who, I don't know their name unfortunately, but there's an artist who just did like, I think a blue on canvas, but it was specifically a blue that they developed themselves, right? Like us, or I was gonna say like humans are usually able to see like many colors of the spectrum. So you're able to see this blue, but it's just more so like how it was manufactured. Is that like it was the first kind of blue of that shade that was manufactured in the real world. So they basically painted an entire canvas that color. So it did get a little bit of critique because it's like it's just blue. It's just very minimalist. But a lot of people were commenting on like, oh well, the science of it, the behind the scenes of it is pretty impressive. But I've also seen people being critical of that too. Of like just because like, you know, the engineering behind it is impressive doesn't mean that the art itself is impressive. So that's the thing with art, especially like modern and contemporary, is that like I think there's lots of room for discussion. There's lots of room for disagreement, agree to disagree, you know. So, but that's a good question. That's a good question. So yeah, this one to DODD's right, the right side. It seems like they're making use of like lighting. Because it looks like an apple and a candle. So the candle is obviously the light source, and it's illuminating the apple from the right side, and you can kind of see it through like the highlights. And it's just really impressive how they're doing this just with like, what is that? 1, 2, 3 colors. It's just 3 colors in this whole palette. Guiding Light by John. An apple being lit up by a candle. Quite a lovely piece. Seems like they worked really hard on the lighting of this piece. Yeah, if you guys want to see like an real-life equivalent, I would say, is it like Salome looking at a flame? I think is the name of it. Salome looking at a flame. Maybe not Salome, maybe Magdalene, or Mary Magdalene? Mary Magdalene looking at a flame. Oh, Magdalene with a smoking flame. Yeah, if you guys want something similar IRL, look up, like Google Magdalene with the smoking flame. I'll put it in the chat. It seems like maybe what this artist might be going for. It's hard to show off how impressive something like that is if you're just showing it itself rather than using it for something interesting. Yeah, right? I think that's why I got that critique too of like, oh, this is like the first blue that was like, this is the first time this shade of blue was like manufactured in the real world, you know? It's like, that is an impressive feat, but like, I could see why people are like, oh, but like, the execution leaves a little bit to be desired, as they say. Okay, so we have lighting. And then the last piece in this gallery, Who by Gallic Rooster. This is a tough piece. It brings up the question of who we really are. I'm me, but who is me? My brain's working overtime thinking of this one. Best put that question on the back burner and not think too hard about it. As long as I'm happy. Yeah, right? I think that's another cool thing about modern and contemporary art is that like even, I think because the subject isn't always super obvious, it leaves a lot of room for contemplation. It leaves a lot of room for introspection and just being like, huh, what is me, you know? So cool, there's a cool gallery. Let's go ahead and talk to the guy about the weevil problem, Mr. Bossbird. Oh, hello again. I think I found all the weevils. The weevils? The weevils! Gone? Gone. Oh my, thank you so much. I will repay you by, here's a janitor's key. Have fun with it. That's such a terrible... Can you imagine? Can you imagine just, like, doing that favor for like, I don't know, like, a receptionist at a museum? And he's like, you know what? You get free roaming of the museum. You have this janitor's key. Oh, okay. We got a broom. We got a broom. Cool, cool, cool. We sweeped up the trash. Is there anything else that we can, I like the way the legs move in this. Look at that. Okay, there was another janitor's, closet in the art room, but let's sweep up the trash in the bug room first.
Here by Bean Cup. Have the janitor's key to this place. Have fun.
No! Don't do it, don't do it. We sweeped up more trash. Okay, I think that's everything here. And then let's go here in the art room. Oh, Schnackery! What's up, baby? You just be meowing. You just be meowing this one. Any other trash? I guess not, but we did. There was another here, janitor's closet, right? Oh, a key. Oh, art. There's some art here, and another key, the elevator key. Schnackery, what's up? What's up? Cats do be meowing. Meow, meow. Wait, what's wrong? He was he was just like sitting, and then suddenly I don't know, he's just like, ah! Like neither me or Beans are like interacting with him, so it's like, what's up, buddy? What's up? So I cleaned up everything here, Mr. Boss Bird. Ah! Hello again and welcome to our museum. Hello. Thank you again for taking care of all those weevils. Of course. I hope you enjoy your stay. Okay, cool. So we cleaned up everything. I guess now we can go to the elevator, right? Let's go to the elevator. Is there more to clean up, mayhaps? Or see? Oh, select the floor. Ah! So there's a rooftop. Let's go to the second hall. Maybe there's more to look at. Ah, more trash. There we go. Ooh, fossils. Okay, we have another thing here. We could sit, have a sit. Mia, take a sip of water while we're sitting like this. Schnackery, what's wrong? We're at the museum. You gotta keep it quiet. Schnackery, keep it quiet. Okay, we had ourselves a sit. There's a person over here. Oh! Oh! Astronomy? What's wrong? He wants attention. Schnackery, come here! He just flopped on the carpet. He just flopped on the carpet. Okay, the elevator's here. So we can look at the fossils. We could probably talk to this person over here. And then let's head up to the rooftop and maybe that will give us access to the astronomy spot. Ham! Oh my gosh, there's a ham here. Man, I've been wanting to revisit my favorite wing in the museum. Sucks eggs that it's closed. I heard they plan to remove the wing entirely because of the budget. No, not the budget. Oh, what? That's stupid. Sorry, that's stupid. I love the space wing. Hey, what if we snuck in? Snuck inside the planetarium? Yeah! But only after you clean up all the trash piles laying around the museum. Oh, okay. Why? Because I don't like seeing this place in disrepair. You can find a broom in the janitor's closet at the main floor, I think. That'll help for sure. Yeah, let's break into this wing, but also, I don't want to see a mess, so... Okay, are you guys ready to look at some fossils? I feel like this game combines a lot of my interests, you know? The paleontology, the astronomy, the art, history. The only thing is, like, the bugs. But even that's interesting, you know? This transparent rock apparently is known as amber. Precious ambergris. Amber is fossilized sap from ancient trees. Amber has, at times, fossilized anything the sap envelops, such as bugs. Here we have a specimen of an ancient weevil trapped in amber. Not even the ancient world could escape the pest that is the weevil. Oh yeah, let's walk around first before we look at anything else. We collected all the trash. Nice. And bones! Dimetrodon! Brachiosaurus! There's like a tiny one here. Brachiosaurus, Tyrannosaurus head, and then there's, I guess some minerals? Minerals! I want to say this is a trilobite, and this is some kind of, Oh, why am I forgetting what they're called? Why am I forgetting what they're called? The squids and octopi. I got the streamer debuff, I'm telling you guys. I'm gonna laugh when it turns out the budget problem was that they had to choose between a planetarium and hiring a janitor. Yeah, cephalopod, there you go. It was like says something, right? Thank you, Pexicle, thank you. Can you imagine? It's like, oh, you cleaned up all the trash and we don't have to shut down the wing anymore. Okay, so we looked at the amber. Let's look at the trilobite. It says this is a trilobite fossil. It's one of over 22,000 different species. They apparently existed in oceans for over 270 million years. It's one of the earliest groups of arthropods, which lived in the early Cambrian period. The Cambrian period existed between 538.8 million years to 485.4 million years ago. That's a long time ago. I wrote the song a long time ago. Different trilobite species fossils can be found all over the world. Seems they are good at surviving. Yeah, and actually they didn't go extinct until I want to say like the Jurassic or Cretaceous period. Like they lived a very long time. I was gonna say ammonite, but when you said say, I was like, oh, the real life fossil, not the Pokemon. Yeah, and we have both here too. We have a Kabuto and we have ammonite. Trilobites went extinct 251 million years ago. Their kind ending in the Permian mass extinction event. I think there were still types of trilobites living up until the Cretaceous though. And I think I heard on a random article that there might actually be like really microscopic living fossils of trilobites. Like they're tiny. They're tiny. Yeah, the amber for Aerodactyl, exactly. While no trilobites exist today, you might know a related animal by the name of the horseshoe crab. Wow, that's a lot of info to pack into a small card. Well, they're self-aware at least. It says it's the largest known fossil of an ammonite. There you go, it's an ammonite. It's like ammonite, but ammo. These marine animals are related to creatures like octopi, squid, and cuttlefish. The ammonite existed during the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods from 201 to 66 million years ago. Ammonites apparently went extinct around when the dinosaurs did. The ammonite shell, known as the whorl, is all that is usually preserved as a fossil. Their shells also helped with buoyancy and stability while swimming. So much info on such a tiny card. So we got our Pokemon. It looks like we're traveling through time because now it looks like we're getting into the, this is Triassic. The Dimetrodon is Triassic. And remember, it's not a dinosaur. It's a Cynodont, which is actually a little bit closer related to mammals. What's this guy, though? I'm curious about this guy. A tiny Dimetrodon. Oh, they're going into specific kinds of Dimetrodon. That's so cool. Okay. A tiny Dimetrodon, or rather, this is specifically Dimetrodon teutonus. Despite its look, Dimetrodons actually came before what we know as dinosaurs. There you go, there you go. In fact, 40 million years before dinosaurs was when these fellows went extinct. The smallest of all species of Dimetrodons, this species was discovered in 2001 in Germany. It's also the first species that was found outside of North America. In its time, the US and Europe were merged as a supercontinent known as Euramerica. No, Euramerica! So Dimetrodons aren't dinosaurs. It's true. They're more closely related to us, or at least to us mammals. To think they came in so many sizes, so cool. No, you! What's this Dimetrodon? A larger Dimetrodon, Gigashomogenes. The most notable part of a Dimetrodon would be the giant sail on their back. Their sail is widely debated as its use isn't actually known. Some say it's used for heat distribution, helping the animal cool down. Others say its use was as a mating display to attract females. No one can seemingly definitively prove what its sail was used for. Man, I kinda wish I had a mysterious sail on my back. You could! Don't let your dreams just be dreams. Babine Cubs, if you wish to have a sail on your back, you can. Do it. Do it! Is this Brachiosaurus? A Titanosaur, okay. Titanosaurs were the last surviving of the long-necked sauropods in the Cretaceous period. Biological heat sink. Titanosaurs was a group of sauropods, one of the biggest that we know of. With the California winds, I would get swept away, oh no! Swept away like this. Ow. These giants were herbivorous, eating tough vegetation, leaves and such. The largest of the Titanosaurs was Patagotitan, which could reach lengths of 37 meters. What the heck is a meter? 121 feet long. Oh my gosh. Kind of reminds me of my dad. Hello, but way taller. What is DODD supposed to be? Right? Like look at DODD. Is he a dinosaur? Is he a dinosaur? Alas, poor Tyrannosaurus. I knew him. Roughly 66 million years ago, the end of the Cretaceous, and non-avian dinosaurs came. While the exact cause is still under debate, the most favored model is as follows. A massive asteroid, a Schnackery, roughly 8 miles wide, 13 kilometers, flew down and impacted Earth. Once this asteroid hit, it kickstarted a long-lasting winter. This winter slowed plant growth, killing many in the process, and disrupted the food chain. The disruption of the food chain resulted in 75% of all species on Earth dying. With this, however, came a new wave of species which adapted to the sudden change. Many of these species are still with us today. How many football fields is that, right? I actually don't know. I actually don't know the answer. Sounds scary. Hey, wait, this kind of looks like my skull. He is a dinosaur. Wait, it's so funny when he he's looking back and then he looks forward. It's like, oh, I think he's a Tyrannosaurus. That's so funny. Schnackery, what's up? He's literally just sitting and meowing, demanding attention. So if you guys think that the Cretaceous extinction is big, because they said that over 75% of all life forms went extinct, that's actually nothing compared to the Permian extinction. Because that one, 98% of all life on Earth went extinct. Can you believe that? Like, only 2% of all animals, survived. Which includes the ancestors that would become mammals. So we're a pretty hardy branch of the evolutionary tree, if you ask me. What's this guy doing? Oh, it's a fish! It's a fish. He's heavy breathing. It's like the guy from Hey Arnold, right? The one that Helga. And then he gets punched in the face. Oh, hello. Hey, did you know that this is a T-Rex skull? Well, it certainly looks like one. The T-Rex is my favorite dinosaur ever. They're pretty cool. Yeah. Did you know the Tyrannosaurus Rex comes from the words tyrant, lizard in Greek? You learn something new every day. Thanks for sharing. Gotta run. Goodbye. What a guy. What a character. This looks like a weird rock. The Oldowan tools, it says. The Oldowan was a style of stone tool in prehistory, roughly 2.9, 1.7 million years ago. While these stones might seem like any other at first, they're anything but. These chipped stones are thought to be early tools used by hominids. What the heck is a hominid? Early humans. I'm just kidding. I do know what a hominid is. I took an anthropology course. I'm just being silly. Oldowan is taken from Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, where they were first found. It's not known which hominid created these first tools. Huh, who knew something like a chipped rock could have so much behind it? Dude, man watched Jurassic Park once and made it his whole life. Oh my god, he's just like me for real. This fish is me, I'm the fish. Except for me is I read Jurassic Park and I was like, oh man, this should be my personality for the next couple months. Okay, I picked up all the trash, my friend. Let's go see the planets and stuff. I sense that you collect- He senses it! Okay. I think I got all of it, yeah. Awesome. Now let's get to sneaking. Follow me inside. Oh, it's so dark. Oh, this music. It's so darling. Oh, there's nothing here. Oh, Mercury and Venus. How abandoned you two look. Oh yeah. Seems like they cleaned everything here but the planet models themselves. What about over here? Oh, these are the planetary models. So this is Mercury, Venus. I wonder if they're gonna include Pluto, our old friend. If that's the case, then they should include the other, what is it? Demi-planets? His garbage senses are not tingling anymore, exactly. Aw, Earth, the Moon, and Mars. No love for you three here either. Seems like they're ready to box them up. Maybe they'll get a home in a new museum. I don't know. I hope so, honestly. Aw, this is feeling so somber. It's Jupiter and Saturn now. Jupiter and Saturn, the giants of our solar system. Aw. This was my favorite out of all these displays too. I remember they had a pretty picture of them right here. Aw, man. And then we have Uranus and Neptune. It looks like we don't have Pluto. So I guess they're not including the other smaller planets. I wish the displays were still here. Wish the museum wasn't slowly shutting down. Oh, is the whole museum shutting down? I don't know what to do. This place used to be such a nice place. I used to come here as a kid. It was a calm place for me to relax and forget about everything going on and take in the wonders of space. And now it's being closed off and packed up. I think I'm gonna head home. Thanks for coming with me. Aw, sad. So sad. Is there anything else that we can find here? I guess not. I guess not. Well, we can still go to the roof. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's like the same sensation that I get too whenever like I see there's been a couple of like museum exhibits that I really liked in the past that I was like, oh, I wish this could be here forever, but unfortunately they have to make room for new exhibits all the time. Let's go to the roof. Let's see if there's anything there, because I know we do have our next ad break coming up. So let's see. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Oh, is this a person? Oh, they're hello? Hey. Hey? Let's walk around first and then we'll talk to that guy. Okay, so that's all there is here. Let's talk to this person. Hey, everything all right? Not quite. I feel a bit lost lately. Lost? I know the museum quite well. You need someone to guide you around? Not that kind of lost. Thank you, though. You see, I lost someone dear to me recently. She was someone close, so not having her around, I feel like I'm missing a part of myself, honestly. You okay, dude? You're looking a little geometric. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. The moon reminds me of her, so I'm glad that it's out tonight. I feel a bit scrambled without her. It can be hard to figure out things when you lose someone. You'll find your footing soon enough. Just give it some time. Thanks. Aww. I wonder if there's anything else to see. Oh, can we still talk to this person? Thanks for the talk. I'll be heading home for the night. Okay. Alright, anything else to take a look at here? I think that might be it. Let's see. And in that case, we'll go downstairs and see if anything's changed on the main floor. Alright. Let's check it out. Anything change? Ah, hello again and welcome to our museum. Hello. Thank you again for taking care of all those weevils. Of course. Hope you enjoy your stay. Is there nothing else we could do? I'm wondering. How about this? Let's check every room one more time, and then we'll probably just leave the museum, and then we'll yap for a little bit more after we play. So nothing here, nothing that I'm seeing. We'll go everywhere too. Let's go back to the art. Alright, the art is here. The little weeping bell. Or bell sprout rather. Anything here? No, nothing there. Pickles, hello. We're playing this game called DODD Visits the Museum. It's a pretty short game. I think we completed it, but we haven't seen anything that necessarily says that we're done yet. So I'm just taking one last look around, and then we'll go to the exit of the museum and see if anything has changed. Yeah, hello. Alright, let's go back up a floor one more time and take a look-see. I think we do also have our ad break coming up. Alright, let's take a look in here. Doesn't seem like anything's changed on this end either. I do like the kid that's all into dinosaurs. He reminds me much of myself. Let me pause the ad break just once, because I want to just make sure that we've like seen everything there is to see here at the museum. Dwarf planets, that's what they were called. I was like, what do they actually call the thing that Pluto is now? Dwarf planets. Alright, one more time on the rooftop. One more time. Because not only is Pluto a dwarf planet, it was demoted to dwarf planet, but people always ignore the fact that there were a couple planets that were promoted. Ceres, which is a dwarf planet in the asteroid belt, went from being just an asteroid to being a dwarf planet. So there's Ceres, there's Pluto, and then I think there's some in what's called the Oort cloud. I actually don't remember. But we have one called like Haumea, another called Eris, and I think another called Makemake. So instead of thinking it as like we lost a planet, think of it as we gained 4 dwarf planets. At least 4. I think there's more. Alright, cool. I think we did everything that we can do. Ceres, ooh. So let's go up to interact. Alright, let's go up to interact. I guess that's it. I guess that's it of the game, right? It seems like that's it. So, how about this? We'll go to an ad break. I'm gonna look up... I've seen, like, other people play this game before. Like, I'm gonna look at a walkthrough and see if there's anything I missed. But I'll do that during the break. So, I'll put you guys in recess right now. You guys have your enrichment cube. One day Pluto will be big enough to be a planet again. It's not the size. It's not the size. It's that it needs to clear its astronomical neighborhood, its orbit, basically. Then it could be promoted back to being a planet. It also has an irregular orbit too, because sometimes it actually crosses in front of Neptune, and then it becomes essentially like, you know, back when it was a planet, it would be basically like the 7th planet of the solar system. Hello, Zako. Hello. We're actually gonna go to an ad break shortly, and then we'll come back and we'll just do a little bit more yapping before we call it for the night. So, alright, let me put you guys in an ad break. Yeah, it's pretty short today. We played a game, but it was pretty short, but it was still enjoyable, because I love anything that has to do with art and museums, you know? It's not about the size of the planet, it's how they use it. I mean, how they gravitate. Exactly, exactly. It's not the size of the planet, it's the motion of the gravity. Alright, let's put the ad break. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Alright, we're back. We are back. That felt so quick, right? That felt so quick. It's all about the motion. She falls asleep. It's funny because this used to be my like well actually let me test it out right now. If I cover the tracking, sometimes I just go still, but then if it goes long enough I fall asleep, and that's actually something that like Big Ham actually like programmed into my model. But I kind of just turned it off because like sometimes I would just like turn around and like that my tracking would like, you know, not get tracked anymore, and then it would look like I'm just like randomly falling asleep. But I'm trying to set it so that like it'll make me just go still and then I fall asleep. I like the idea of like you guys are having recess and I'm just like honk shoo, honk shoo. Oh, now it's not doing it, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But okay, so yeah, we finished the game. We finished the game. I was told that it was pretty short, but yeah, it was pretty short. I think I was just expecting more of like, all right, you completed the game, you know. But it was I like that it was like kind of somber at times. There was a little bit of a poignant moment of like, oh, the museum is closing, or it's changing in a way that I don't like, you know. Just a bit of me. Also, I don't know, I forgot if I said hello, but HUTQW5, hello, hello, hello. But yeah, that was DODD Goes to the Museum. I think one thing that I was looking at other YouTube videos to see if there was anything I missed, and it looks like that's pretty much it, except for one thing. I don't know how to activate it, but you can change the colors. I just don't know how they did it. So I'm just gonna be pressing numbers on my keyboard and hope that it does something. I'm pressing everything. I could use the WAS keys. Oh, okay. We have all the things that we collected. Cool. Anything else? Yeah, I guess not. I just saw like on other people's videos that you could change the colors somehow, but I don't know how they did that. So who knows? You know what? Let me go to the Steam page real quick. Let me go to the Steam page for DODD Goes to the Museum. Let's go library. Let's go here. Wait, we only collected 4 out of 6 achievements? What are the other ones? Oh, there's a secret color button. Okay. So we talked to a mysterious figure. So the achievements are as follows. We talked to a mysterious figure on the rooftop. We went on the planetarium tour. We collected all the garbage, and then there's a Weevil moment. We collected all the Weevils. So there's a secret color changing button, but we don't know what it is. Let's see. Yeet, as the kids say. Hello, Saki Jockey. Hello, hello. Yeah, I wonder what's the color change button. Do you think it's one of the function keys or something? Because I did press most things. Caps lock off, shift. I'm scared of like pressing any of like the function keys. If it's gonna like, I don't know, do something. So I might just look it up. I might just be a silly little bear and just look it up. Goes to the museum. Color change. Let's see. Oh! It's the key beside 1. Wait, yeah, let's try it out. Oh, yeah, there you go! You can change it to a bunch of different, like, colors. Yeah, thank you, Pexcool. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I think that's when you also typed it up, so thank you. So cool, you can change between... This one reminds me of like Game Boy. It's like Game Boy colors. This one's pretty cool too. Oh, purple and green. Okay, okay. Oh, that's oh, it's like a color changer. So it just changes colors the entire time. Okay, okay. Which one do I like the most? This is the default. This one's pretty mellow. RGB Museum. Can you imagine? Can you imagine it? Gamer Museum. Can you imagine if a museum were to just like change colors like that? Can you just imagine that real quick? If you... Dang it. didn't work the way that I wanted to. Let's change it to this green, and then let me play around with some blending modes. Multiply? There we go. Can you imagine? Can you imagine these dragons? Can we pretend that the airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? There you go. There you go. Can you imagine? Game Boy filter. We could do let's try to do Game Boy filter. It's like a green, right? Let's do closer to yellow like this one. Wow, feeling very... You met me at a very Game Boy time in my life. Or we could do like sepia, right? That's like sepia color. Is it like this? No, that's like pea yellow. No, that's kind of sepia, kind of. I think it needs to be a little bit closer to orange, right? You met me at a very... at a very sepia time in my life. Next time, can you put the square framed in games in the game bot? Wait, what? Put the square framed in games in the game bot? Pancake is playing with the RGB light bulb in the classroom. Right? Let's see. Alright, is there anything else? I like the one that is like the most like a Game Boy. I think it's this one. This one is like my favorite one. Let me see. Did we get all of the achievements by doing that? We did! We did! Okay, so that was the last thing that we needed for all of the achievements. Cool, so that way we actually like finished the game. Very nice. So now the museum looks like this. Oh, we can even change the outside too. Very cool. I like that one too. This one's pretty neat. Messing with the fairy lights in the dorm. We 100%ed it. We did like do a little bit of 100%ing on it. So cool. Let's see. Is there anything else to yap about? We can also put on some music. Let's put on some Bruno Mars. Say no more. Let's play a little bit of Bruno Mars. Oh, but we might have to put away the DODD. Or you know what? I could just turn off the game sound. There you go. But yeah, I feel like, can I direct you towards an interesting looking game on Steam? Yeah, go for it, go for it. Not always a guarantee that I will check it out, but if it's up my alley, and I feel like you're recommending because it's up my alley, I'll be sure to check it out. Beyond the stars. See, I was looking up the answer. I did it, I looked up the answer. Yeah, let's see. I talked about my day already. Is there anything else? I've been trying to still get on the. Oh, you know what? The music is getting a little distracting. I think. How about I'll move us over here to the cup corner. So that way I can put the game away. You saw the same Steam guide, nice. Look up Valley of the Old Masters. It appears to be a Zelda-like about artists searching for inspiration. Ooh, that's super up my alley. Anything you want me to. Valley of the Old Masters. There we go. We'll put the Bruno Mars a little bit up. This looks cool. A Zelda-like? You're an inspiration-seeking wandering artist who ends up in the faraway valley. Will you find the inspiration you crave, or will you be lost to the mysteries of the valley? Oh, and there's a demo. Okay, okay. I mean, depending on how long the demo is, we could even play it right now. Let me add it to my wish list for now, but let me also look up how long it would take to play this. Of the Old Masters. How long to play? Because it's a demo, I'm not seeing like how long it would take. Let me see. On the moon. But it's true. Nothing I won't do. I risk it all for you. Okay, I'm not seeing any like guides on, not guides, but just like to see how long it would take to complete the game. So for now, we'll hold off. We'll hold off on playing this, but it does look like it's very much up my alley. So I'm very interested. Thank you, folk. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like there were other things that I was like gonna talk about, but I always like forget them the day after they happen. So let me see. I've been trying to doodle more. I've been trying to like doodle my day. So the story that I was telling you guys earlier about the guy who was like, "You're beautiful," and then the guy that was like asking for directions, I ended up doodling it in my journal. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got listed on HoloList. So do you guys remember a couple days ago I was talking to you guys about how there's this site called Toshokan, Bacharu Toshokan. And it's like a VTuber database. And if you're not on there, one of the many ways you can get on there is by either making a VTuber wiki article of yourself, or putting yourself in another VTuber database, such as HoloList and VTubi. And I ended up getting on both. So you do have to submit them. The thing is, talking about my Oshi? No, this is different. So I'll go over it soon, but it seems pretty niche, but I thought it looked like something you should see. Yeah, thank you. That's like perfect. That's like way up my alley. So thank you. I like it like that. I don't know how to act. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. Oh, there we go. There's a site called Bacharu Toshokan. It can automatically, if you're already on another VTuber, database, it will add you to this database. So, for example, if you look up Bibinka Bear, I'm right here. And I didn't even, like, submit anything. Oh, I guess it's showing that I'm live right now. It automatically kind of pulls data on you for that. But if you're not on here at all, there's a couple ways that you can get on here. So for one, you can try to submit an entry for yourself on this site called VTubi. And I got onto VTubi. You do have to submit like a bio for yourself, but it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick for folks to like complete the submission. The one that takes a little bit longer is HoloList. So this is HoloList, and it takes a little bit because there's like, I want to say like one person. Like, I don't know if it's one person or like a small group, but I did eventually get on here. No! You lie. I don't know how to act. They just recently added me. They even linked me the art. Oh, here I am. There we go. Babinka Bear. So I'm here. Lore, a Sunbear VTuber. That's funny because I left my lore blank. So I guess the person, like, they weren't able to just leave it blank, so they're like, we'll just add that they're a Sunbear. Because it's funny, I did used to have lore. I used to have lore, but, like, I never really, like, went all into it. I feel like there's more lore about the classroom than there is about me. So admittedly, I kind of abandoned the lore because it also was like a little depressing in a couple of ways. I'll tell you what my lore used to be. My lore used to be that Beans and I are from an alternate bear dimension where it's exactly like Earth, except like it's bears, basically. So who knows, maybe folks from there too, you know, and all the other like bear VTubers. The lore, yeah, so we're from like an alternate like universe, but then like we wanted to go to like the Bahamas for vacation, but then we flew over the Bermuda Triangle and like something went wrong with the plane, so we had to do a water landing, right? But then we safely did the water landing, we got into the raft boats and everything, but then when we made landfall, we got greeted by these humans. by these naked monkey thingies, or not monkeys, like apes. These like ape thingies, and we're just like, what the heck? So I guess we live here now. I guess we live here. So that was like our original lore, is like, because it would have applied to both me and Beans, and then maybe Mega Bronson as well, if he's so pleased. But I kind of abandoned it. I just feel like, especially because like I have so many VTuber friends, and all of y'all are like different species, and there's even another bear. There's Folk. Folk is here too. So it's just like, I guess we're just in this weird universe where there's like bears walking around, and some of them are wizards, some of them are fisher bears, and some of them are we're also in a world of sparkly race cats. We're also in a world of auras from Final Fantasy 14 and different bear mentions. Exactly. So I kind of abandoned it for like in favor of just like, yeah, I'm just a bear. I'm just a bear that teaches art history. I have been thinking of like other lore about like I said, I feel like there's more lore about the classroom, right? Of like, oh, thank you for shouting out Folk. Yeah. There you go. Check him out if you haven't already. If you guys like me playing demos, you're gonna like him playing demos. Cleveland show bear looking at. But yeah, so that was the lore, and I feel like the lore about the classroom is that Mr. Pancakes is a substitute teacher, but he's also the principal. If you go to detention, you go to hell. You know, it's an overgrown parking lot for some reason. You know. I'm just a little guy. Yeah, exactly. We're in a world with bears and mimics that are anime grills and orcs and whatever the heck is going on with Sklimbo. Like, in a world with sparkly racing cats and sea angels and all of the things, right? I've never explained a darn thing. I'm a wizard bear that lives in a tower and went to an online wizardry school. This all exists. Y'all just have to accept it. Exactly. I think that's the route I'm going to, where it's like, my lore is that I'm a bear and I teach art history and we're in a bungalow and y'all are gonna learn today, you know? It's magic. I ain't gonna explain ish, you know? I was one time when I was walking home from work, I was like brainstorming, like, oh, what if I did have lore? And it's like, but it ended up turning into like more angsty, and I was like, that's not the vibe I'm going for. It's like me and Beans were just bears in a forest, and we found this dilapidated classroom, and it's not angsty. It's just more of like pulling on the heartstrings of like, oh, and then I saw a piece of children's art for the first time, and I wanted to let Bibing cubs all over the world make art, or I don't know, something like that. So it's not depressing, but it's like. It's like there's a twinge of poignancy, if that's even the noun version of that word. And I kind of want to just keep it simple. Keep it simple, silly. The lore is that I'm a bear. I'm a sun bear. I teach art history. I'm Filipino. Mr. Pancakes is there too. And occasionally I take you guys out on field trips. Occasionally. And sometimes I drive the bus. So what's not to enjoy? What's not to enjoy, right? So yeah, I just got approved to be here on HoloList. And then I still have my VTuber wiki. Actually, I want to check if my information has been updated on Project Bachuru Toshokan. Let me see. Personality, history, trivia. I don't think it's been updated, but that's fine. That's fine. The time I was reincarnated as a teacher, I'm still a bear. I was gonna do occasional lore expansions before my branding change. Now instead I'm focusing on the idea of AUs. Ooh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. It's fun to theory craft, right? It's fun to like think of all these ways you could like take your character or your stream. Like I said, I feel like I didn't really grow up making a lot of OCs. Other than like the occasional Digimon OC, the occasional like Darkness, Dementia, Raven, Way, Wolfmon. Like that, I feel like that was like the most of it, right? And then when I played D&D for the first time, that's when I'm like, okay, I want to craft a character. And then granted, the first couple attempts, I wasn't too excited about my characters, but now I think I have a character that I'm like, I'm wanting to flesh out. I've mentioned her a couple of times, but And it keeps changing. It keeps changing. Like, the only thing that I know about my OC is that, like, she knows how to mix poison, but also healing, you know? I feel like that's not too out of the, like, out of left field. I feel like any seasoned D&D group will know the terrible repercussions of healing magic, right? For example, the use of healing magic in torture, you know? Like, that's an avenue I wanted to explore, but I feel like that's not something that's, like, too out of left field, you know? Yeah, yes, my immortal. Time for me to goose night, it's midnight. Good night, Zako, thanks for stopping by. I've already done a normal bear on a trail cam AU. I love that. I love the... You know what? Trail cam AU sounds pretty funny. I think I like it. I think I dig it. I think I do dig it. Oh, and look, it even has like, this page even has like the other data sources. So VTuber Wiki, HoloList, VTuber, and Twitch. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good resource. And I think this is also just managed by one person. So yeah. Let's see. I think I am gonna go ahead and call it here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I know that this is like a pretty short stream relative to all my other streams, but because I had a full day today, I think I'm gonna call it tomorrow. Oh, what are we doing tomorrow, actually? Yeah, we're playing Oregon Trail 2. We're using the same website that I used. We're using the same website that I used last time, but we're doing Oregon Trail 2 instead, and it seems pretty fun. Like, they have like little videos and stuff. So no, that's cool. I was gonna say, Pexco, you don't have to join if you don't. I'm gonna ask at the very beginning of like who wants to join, and I do want to prioritize people who didn't go last time. But a part of me is also like, it'd be so funny if Pexco was there again. Like, it'd be so funny. But no pressure, you know. Like I said, I do want to prioritize people that weren't picked last time. So take that as you will. I just had that like intrusive thought, like, but it'd be so funny. It'd be so funny. Like, because it could be either way. It's like if Peck School comes again and just gets like hella injured. or comes out unfazed, you know, like no scratches, no injuries, no sicknesses, no nothing, you know? Like he's the only survivor. Wouldn't that be just as funny? Why you wanna fight? I'm not in the caravan, but I still die before getting there. It's like, oh, let's name one of the horses Peck School. One of the, oh no, not the horses, the oxen. Let's name one of the oxen pulling the caravan. Let's name it Peck School in honor of Peck School from Oregon Trail 1. I get survivor's guilt. It's like, everyone died but me. I made it to Oregon, but at what cost? Okay. Let's see. Like I said, I am a little tired, so is it okay with you guys if we forego the mosh pit? Wait, you wanna fight? Let me see who we can raid into. Let's go ahead and stop raids. And actually, I'll let you guys see the screen that I'm looking at. Let me reload. Fight with me, baby. Why you wanna fight? If you name an ox in my honor, the ox is gonna die for sure. Oh no. Peck School, second of his name. Let's see, we got Galahuse, we got Apollo, Yancha, we got Regulus, Julie, Halbernocht. Oh, Halbernocht. Choco, Corpse, Almontes. I would want to do Almontes, but I feel like we raided into him pretty recently, right? Ketchup, Bear, Rune, Spooky, Solitile, Kiki, Ashton Martin, Big Nose Bug, Kirby, Jean, Eros, Gadrian, Kiru, and Midnight Sumo. Hub is probably ending? Okay. Thanks for the heads up. Thank you. It's been a while since we've chatted. Is that a new model? Oh, he's playing with Bear the Witch. Very nice. Is he... He's not ending soon, is he? I don't know if they're ending soon. Let's see. Galahughes, he just started. Regulus has been going for like 3 hours. Dang, I do want to like raid into Gadrian one of these days, but might want to go with someone who, let's see. Yeah, let's do Galahughes. Let's do Galahughes. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for Oregon Trail. I might be still a little bit tired from the day, but we'll be able to go for a little bit longer. Alright? Alright, so let's go ahead and... I'm driving the bus. I'm driving the bus. We're gonna raid into Galahughes. He is my VTuber sibling because we're both rigged by Big Ham. He's doing art. He's doing some art, some really cool art. So there is our raid message. I thought I fixed it. I thought I fixed the raid message, but it's still not happening. But whatever, it's fine. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye.